We need to keep fighting. Generations before us have literally sometimes given their lives to fight for our rights now. It took me a long time though to come out. I started coming out to some of my friends and family in my mid-20s, but only 2 years ago, when I was 32, I publicly came out, and that was a little bit of a different experience because it was on national TV, which probably was never the way that I had expected it to happen. But yeah, it was just that moment where I got asked about if there is a special person in my life, and I was so fed up with hiding it, with running away from it, with feeling like I should be ashamed of that. Because when I signed my deal with my record company a little over 10 years ago, I confided in someone and I asked them if I could be open about the fact that I was gay, and if that was something that they, could advise me with. And they basically said that I should just leave it in the middle, not talk about it, and that it was just the best for me, because otherwise that label of being gay would be attached to whatever I would do. And that signal just planted something in my head where I just thought, something's wrong with me. It's been 2 years now, and it feel like a whole different person, and it's a whole different world now for me. So it's definitely been the best decision I've ever made. My life changed so much after coming out, so it definitely feels like I have shed a lot of kilos, and I'm a lot lighter now. And I think with my music as well, I just feel so much more open and connected, and yeah, I just can recommend it for sure. I think my story is impactful because I think it's not so different from a lot of people's stories. Growing up in a little bit of a macho world, and just hearing from a young age as a boy that, I love dancing, for example, and I took dance classes for a year, and then I got bullied in school so badly that I had to quit, because they would call me names, and I always confused the two things. I always thought like, oh, if I'm gay, it means that I'm less of a man. And now I just honestly think that I'm actually more of a man, that I embrace it, that I'm not scared of it, that that I'm just proud of who I am. And I think that keeping it inside for so long, because I only came out 2 years ago really, is something that is probably impactful to people, because it's never too late. Seeing a new generation of artists who are so free and so in touch with themselves, and kind of anything goes, was just really inspiring to me, because when I started out, that definitely wasn't the case. So seeing a lot of new pop stars actually rise up and being very open about it has inspired me. I'm very proud to be a part of the LGBTQ plus community, mostly because I think we all have, something in common, and that's that we had to really battle some stuff, and we had to really completely accept ourselves and accept the fact that other people might not be okay with who we are, and that the world is still not in a place where we have the same rights as everybody else. There are still LGBT free zones, whatever that means, but that's crazy to think about that. There are still a lot of kids that are scared to come out, that are being bullied in school, and I think that's why we just have to stay open, stay vocal, keep fighting. There are a lot of kids that feel very unsafe out there. When I post these things, a lot of people will message me and share their experiences, which is really important to me because I need to know what's going on. I want to be informed. To just know that you can have such an impact on someone's life is really special, and I think that's something I always want to stay aware of. Like, every time you put something out there, every time you share something or you say something to a crowd, there can be one person whose life can be changed, and that's what I always try to focus on. Hi, this is Dotan, and this was my coming out story. If you feel free enough and you feel able to share your story, share your coming out story, I will promise you one thing. It seems like it's never going to get better sometimes. It seems like no one is going to understand maybe, but you'd be surprised. You'll receive a lot of support from people that you probably didn't expect it from. Your life is going to change so much. You're going to feel so free. Life is just too short to not accept who you are, to not live the true you. And please remember that nothing is wrong with you. Love is love, and no one can ever tell you that you shouldn't be who you are. Lots of love.